artist waves. We making waves, waves, waves. Artist waves. We making.
Hello everybody, welcome to Artist Waves Live. Thank you K-Bong for our theme music. My name is Jeff Gorra. Welcome. Wednesday evening edition of AW Live. This is actually episode number 40, the 40th AW Live that I have had here in my home studio since April. And I'm really excited to say today's guest is none other than Delila Paz from the Last Internationale. Hello everybody. Hi Mom. The Last Internationale, New York City duo. I'm really excited to speak with Delila. They have had a lot of great music coming out of New York City, and they're at the forefront of that. Yes, my shirt says Silverchair. Don't worry about that. So we're just waiting for Delila Paz of the Last Internationale, and I have a lot of things to talk to Delila about. I have a couple of questions about what they've been up to the past few months, which has been a lot. I have a couple of questions about some of our mutual friends, mutual heroes, mutual influences, some questions about playing rock and roll in New York City. By the way, if you have not yet, hello Jake Beta. If you haven't yet, you must go to YouTube, the YouTube system, and search for Delila Paz of the Last Internationale playing Like a Stone. She covers Audio Slaves Like a Stone, and my God, does she cover Audio Slaves Like a Stone beautifully. A really unique rendition of a song that has become somewhat of an anthem, and it's really well done. It gave me chills the first time I heard it. And she's also been covering Eddie Vedder's solo material and did something with our friends at Pearl Jam Online a few weeks ago, a few months ago, maybe two. So she's done some really cool stuff. So Delila Paz from the Last Internationale will be joining Artist Waves Live, episode 40, and we're just going to keep rolling. I do have one or two lined up for the next 2 weeks, which we will talk about probably Friday. Just iron out a couple of details on our next guest as we inch our way towards episode 50, which is a little bit crazy, but I love it. That was K-Bong on our theme music, and he is always the theme music because he recorded it live when we did our interview. So that's K-Bong on the intro, and I think Delila is here. So I see Last Internationale in the house. So let's start talking. Excuse my reach.
Hello.
Hi, Delila.
Hey. How's it going? What? How? What?
You hear me okay? We connected good?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Cool.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Today I feel okay. I was like really sick for like 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
And then today I finally feel like human, so maybe you're good luck.
I'll take it. You weren't battling COVID, were you?
I don't think so. I got a test and it said not detected.
Okay.
I did get a test. I got the one that goes like up the nose. But it said not detected, so I don't know. But then it said it could be a false negative. But who knows? I'm a little better.
glad you're feeling better, and even happier to have you here on Artist Waves Live. And appreciate you fighting through it and still joining us when you're a little under the weather. So right on.
Yeah, of course. Hello everyone out there.
Hello everyone out there.
I'm just like English.
So are you you're in New York City, correct?
Yeah. Back in New York.
I love New York City. That's my home city. I'm not there right now, but that is my home city. I'm wondering how do you think New York City has been from a musician standpoint the past year? I know you've spent a little time away, but I mean, I'm sure it's just so different. What's your take on how it's been to have this time in New York?
Well, we got back. We flew back Christmas Eve, so the whole year we were in Portugal for a whole year actually, and then in Europe around. So, but coming back to New York, I mean, it's weird. Like Manhattan, a lot of the businesses are closed, and I mean, everyone's struggling. I hear stories from everyone. Anyone who has any kind of job is struggling right now.
Yeah. You're from New York, right? You're born and raised
Yeah.
New York area? Okay. Cool. So I have a funny little story about how the Last Internationale has played into my past couple of weeks too. So I got into you guys in 2014 when your solo record came out, because I've always had this like really deep interest in New York City rock and roll, whether it's underground, mainstream, whatever. And then I had heard a little buzz about the band and that Brad Wilk was playing drums and stuff like that. And then I listened to the record with We Will Rain, and I heard your lyrics, and I was like, wow, like I'm a big lyrics person. So I gravitated a lot to the lyrics and what you were saying on that record. And then specifically the line, sometimes it's better not to see outside, and I'll be all right.
Oh yeah, I'll be all right, right?
I'll be all right. Yeah, and I just loved that line. Cool. So that's what initially got me into your music. And then I guess it was maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, I was just driving around town and I heard Tom Morello on his One Man Revolution radio show play Mind Ain't Right. And it just brought me
Mind
right back.
Free.
Mind Ain't Free, excuse me. Mind Ain't Free.
I gotta get
See, I gotta get my mind right, because I got that wrong. But it brought me right down this like rabbit hole of getting deep into your music, and just hearing that it was so appropriate for his show and it was so appropriate for the timing. I was like, yes, this is the music I need right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
yeah.
That's what it's about. I mean, like, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you said you like the lyrics, because like I'm a lyric person too, and that's the hardest part of writing is like you had the thought, but like trying to write lyrics that mean something or like speak a little bit of truth, like that's always like the struggle of writing, and that's always what we're trying to do. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera so much. I'm like, I don't have like something I'm holding with my hand, so it's like.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's I noticed that right away and how important lyrics were for you. But I'm curious, as a songwriter, do you have like lyrics in a journal that you go to, or are you always writing lyrics, or do you start with music always and then put lyrics over the top?
I do. It's like the lyrics are the hardest thing though, so that's like the music and the melodies come easy for me, or easier for me. I don't want to say easy, but that's what I struggle with. Like I'm always writing, but I think I should write more. I'm always like, I'm not writing enough, and you write so many bad things. Like I'll write something and I'll be like, oh, that's terrible, and I'm very hard on myself. So, but I think that's what's important. Wait, I hear Edgy. I hear you. He's listening to this and it's delayed, so it's like bugging me out right now.
Are you guys in the studio? Do I see?
No, we're home. I don't know what it's.
Okay.
We were in a weird room. I bought this, the Sequential Prophet.
Whoa.
Organ, because I'm getting into like organ sound. I don't know if you can hear. Wait, let me put it up. I'm going nutty with like organs and all that.
Love it.
So yeah, for me, I gravitate towards sound first, and like but then the lyrics come usually, or the idea of the song. Usually, it's like when you know what you want to say, then the lyrics come out easier. Like a song like "Running for a Dream" like came out easier because I knew I wanted to talk about something specific, like, and I wanted to talk about immigrants, a struggle, and all that, and so the lyrics came out more easily. But anyway, I'm all over the place.
No, that seems like a lyric-driven song, and how sentimental and emotional it is. But I've seen you play the bass, obviously. I've seen you play guitar. I've seen you play piano. keyboard.
Yeah.
I've seen you play mandolin. Let's
Yeah.
take a quick step back. Like, what was your first instrument? What was your intro to music? Did you learn an instrument first before you started singing and writing lyrics and stuff?
No, it's definitely singing. Yeah, it was definitely, I sang like when I was like 2 or 3, like just singing was the thing. And like melodies, that's what came first for me, like singing stuff. I didn't start playing guitar till I was like, I think in high school. I like picked up the guitar and it was very like folky stuff. And I don't know. Hey, Janelle. Oh, I'm saying people say hi. Hey, everyone.
I saw our mutual friends in Pearl Jam online in Italy.
Oh, sweet.
Carissa
Yeah.
Johnson. What's up, everybody? How
Hey.
are you? Jeff from Artist Waves with Delila from the Last Internationale on a nice Wednesday snowed-in day.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, as a songwriter too, when you know how to play all those instruments. I know how to play guitar only. So when you know how to play all those instruments and you're a songwriter and a singer, like when you're writing, do you feel like you have to, especially with music, you have to focus on piano or guitar to kind of set the melodic direction, or is it anything goes for you?
I think it's anything goes. I respect people who are like just on one instrument because then you can really master it. My mind is like kind of crazy and chaotic. I have like ADD, so I think that's why I go to a lot of different instruments too. Or I can hear melodies. Sometimes it's easier to write on piano because you can like ding ding like write out the melodies. I think with songwriting in particular is like it's such a weird thing. Like it could be a drum beat that inspires a song, so you can start with that, or I don't know. It's there's not one thing, but I think the piano and the guitar are great. Like even just acoustic, some of the best things are just have like an acoustic guitar, write it, and if the melody and everything is good, you kind of don't need to have all those other instruments. But then you do that in like production, then you can make it something else. But if it's a good song, it'll sound good with just a voice and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that's how I started writing too. I just started playing guitar because I wanted to write, not because I wanted to play guitar. So I still
Nice.
can't like solo, or you put sheet music in front of me and I'm screwed. But yeah, I see what you mean with that. But I was never able to transfer it to another instrument. Like if I play something on the acoustic, I can kind of like poke a melody on the piano, but I wasn't ever like, oh, I know how to play guitar, so I can probably pick up the bass and play bass in a band, or I could layer some like piano melodies on top of a guitar. So I always find it fascinating when people can do that. Were you able to go pretty easily from guitar to those other instruments, or was it like learning something from start?
It was pretty it was pretty easy because I did guitar and then I was kind of learning piano right after that at the same time. And if you know I knew a little bit of theory from school, so I could understand like chords and all that, and so it's pretty easy. I think the hardest thing was actually this new thing I got, the sequential synthesizer, because it's like a totally different kind of instrument. You have like oscillators and things like that. I'm like, what the hell is an oscillator? Like, and you're going into another realm. So it's not like a stringed instrument, it's something else.
Gotcha. That's cool. They're like toys that could be your good friend. I have to tell you something else too. You made me think of it when I was this past December. You mentioned you guys were coming back from Portugal. I took like some time off, some like quiet time off in December, where I kind of unplugged from doing interviews and doing writing and stuff like that. And music was there, but it wasn't as it always was. So I was a little bit out of the loop. Right. So when I got into your that little rabbit hole I was telling you about after hearing on Morello's show, I was late to the party with what you guys did over Christmas, but I went back and I watched it. I can't even tell you how many times, because you covered John Lennon a few times, right? And
the Christmas special.
Yeah, on your Christmas special. And the last thing, and one of them I think was like actually on my birthday. was weird about that was I'm highly influenced and inspired by John Lennon specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I was born the day that he died, so like I've always had this like weird fascination with his life, and I wrote something about it.
Well,
and then that was like the last time that then I unplugged for a little bit. But I went back and I watched your renditions of Imagine and Happy Christmas. And man, first of all, those songs are so hard to cover because, I mean, the bar is set like way up here.
Yeah, yeah.
What you did with that, I got to tell you, like, it was chilling. It really, that's one of my favorite songs in the world, and the way that you guys did it with such feeling, I don't even have the words to say how beautifully done that was.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. He's like special because of also his attitude with things. Like, it's not just about the voice, and I mean, he had an insane voice and songwriting, but the attitude of how he sang and how he like those vocals screeched.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites too.
And being in New York too, I'm sure you feel the influence and the presence.
Oh yeah, we used to be friends with David Peel.
Oh really?
Yeah, we met him at a protest when we started the band, and we were friends with him for a while. He would tell us stories about Lennon, and they were like street people, like, you know, I don't know. It's like it's that attitude too. He's like, we would ride the subways with him, and I don't know, tell us stories about John, and I don't know. Well, I wish he was alive.
Yeah, me too. What's cool though about, like, a lot of people cover his music sometimes, and sometimes it's for the right reasons, sometimes it's not. But knowing the history of your band and where you guys are coming from, and and you have a message, right? You have such a meaning behind what your music is. It translates, you know, like it connects the dots. So I appreciate it from that perspective.
Cool. Thank you.
So what is it? You guys have a live album out that just came out a few weeks ago. Was that planned or was that circumstantial to the way of the times right now?
Both, because we were out on a tour of Europe. We were supposed to do our first like real European tour. Like, we were supposed to go everywhere: Germany, Norway, France, and all those like countries. I was like, yes, we're back on the road doing our own shows, because we were doing a lot of opening tours, and we were finally doing our own shows. People were actually coming to our shows, and it was like exciting. Anyway, so that ended abruptly when we went to Berlin. It was our last show. I think it was Berlin, Germany. We went back to Portugal because we have like a base there now. And our friend had just made this crazy, amazing studios, like put like €1 million into it, huge live room, and we did want to record there for a long time ago. But we're like, I guess this is the time. Let's just do it now, since we're not touring anymore. So it worked out.
Yeah, it was. It's great. I was listening to it quite a bit today and in the past week, and it has a feel of your show. You kind of like, you can put yourself there.
Yeah, we wanted it to feel like a show, but be really well recorded, like, because we knew, you know, could hear everything. It's not like a live show where the sound's just all crazy and mushy, like in the clubs.
With the track listing, were you trying to basically replicate a set list that you would normally have? Is that what the mindset was in tracking?
Yeah, the only thing is we can't record We Will Rain because we're still like on contract with them. They still own us. Okay. They'll own all our songs from We Will Rain. Yeah, the big machine. But we wanted to record Soul on Fire songs live anyway, so it worked out. And that stuff we own, so cool. We're like, let's do it.
So you mentioned
with the grand piano.
Yeah, I mean, sounds great. And opening with Soul on Fire is such a great opener. You know, like it just sets the tone. You mentioned, I'm just curious. You mentioned you guys have a bit of a base in Portugal. How did that come to be?
That was, well, actually, Edgy's grandma lives there.
Okay. So
when we were going to Europe, we were like, oh, let's visit your grandma, and then we found that studio that the guy made. Jerome, he made this like, now he has like a really big studio. It's like one of the best, it actually probably the best in Portugal. But but we kept going back to that one studio, and we liked his vibe. This guy João in Portugal. So then we just kept staying there. I don't know. It's like chill there. We get to like write because it's so more relaxed than New York. It's a totally different world. Like everyone's very relaxed, and food's cheaper there. So it just ended up being our base. Every time we went to Europe, we would just go to Portugal, and it became like another home. The people there are like really cool too.
That's cool.
Have you been there?
I have not. No, I've been dying to go, but I have not.
Yeah. You got to go when the pandemic's over.
I know. I would love to. I'd go anywhere. I mean, just going one state over for me is going to feel like going to Portugal when this is over. Could you go back? Could you guys? Is that hard to do right now? If you wanted to go back for a little bit and record.
I think we can, because Portugal's like one of like the most like lenient countries over there in Europe. So like Edgy just got his citizenship, and he only had to go to the consulate and just say, oh yeah, my mom's from this town in Portugal, and then they like looked her up and then gave him a passport.
Oh, there you go. Right on.
So I don't know if it's easy like that in other countries, but Portugal, yeah.
Cheers, Portugal. Cool. So I know you guys also have album 3 in the works, at least written, right? Were you able to, put a little bit more into that, or did that change direction or add songs and stuff over the past few months?
The next album, yeah, I'm still writing some more stuff, though, especially with this new the synthesizer now.
Yeah,
everything's coming out 80s a little bit, but I don't know. But they want to do something a little different for the next album, but like not totally change the sound from Soul on Fire, because I think that's like our vibe live anyway, but make it even more live. I want to like sing the vocals in with the other, like in the room with everyone, because I felt like when we did live at Arda, the last live record. Oh wait, Edgy said, "Let them hear what you're working on." I don't know.
All right. Yeah. Good.
Like what? he's like in the other room. I could just yell. Let me think. I don't know. My computer died. Wait, let me charge it. Wait, hold on. What song? What you've been playing all goddamn day. Oh, that weird. No, that's very 80s sounding. People are gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?" I could hear it. Wait, I don't know. Let me show you something. If you want to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
Tom said folk stuff. This isn't folk, what he's gonna hear. Hold on. Wait, my computer's not working. I'm trying to log in. Okay, I gotta wait. My computer's on 0%, so it's not working. I gotta wait till it charges.
All right. We can go back to that. I love the idea though.
Cool.
While you're charging,
no, sorry.
I do have a random question for you. So I was talking before we connected. I was doing a little intro, and I was talking about your rendition of "Like a Stone," which is absolutely breathtaking. Because, well, first of all, that song is in a league of its own in terms of all the history behind it and everything. So I noticed we have a lot of similar influences a little bit with, obviously Audio Slave and Cornell and Morello and all that group, Bob Marley, and your rendition of Eddie Vedder's Rise, which also kind of lit fire. Is that, like, that group, I guess Bob Marley isn't necessarily in that group, but is that 90s wave of music something that you are still highly inspired by? Like, how did those covers come to be?
It's just songs like I connected with. I guess like, like when you connect with lyrics and a melody. I don't know, just songs that like I could only cover a song if I really feel it, like deep inside or whatever. Like, and I feel like I can internalize it. Like I have to like ingest the song for a while, and then it has to like mean a lot to me. Like I have to think about it and all that, and be able to have an emotional connection. So I don't know, like a Stone. I mean, Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell have these like they have a lot of emotion when they sing, and they're also great songwriters. So, I mean, I connected with that definitely with both of them.
That's
yeah.
I mean, those renditions are amazing. I've heard you say, because our friends from Italy are here. Are you working on more Pearl Jam covers? I think that was floated out there.
Yeah, I am, and then
Okay.
I got sick, so I'll have it soon.
Okay, it's a surprise?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Nah, it's not a surprise. I guess.
Okay.
I told them I was gonna. I mean, they've been waiting, so I promise I'm gonna do it soon.
Nice. Can't wait.
I can finally sing, but I'm a little like more nasally than usual.
I knew you get asked about like Tom Morello and your history and going to his house for Thanksgiving quite a bit. So not to ask a question that you always probably might get sick of, but I am curious in terms of inspiration and just kind of the wave that we're on, talking about what inspires you to write and to be a musician. When you have a mentor like that, and someone that gravitated towards your band and continues to be in your corner, what has it meant to you now, like 6-7 years deep, to have someone like that that will look out for you and tell you, like, let your music be yours, and do what you did with your label, and be such a fan of your music at the same time? How has that been for you guys?
Man, I think for us, we had some times in LA when we lived in Los Angeles. That's where we met Tom. We ended up getting blacklisted by like William Morris and all these like big agencies, and he was one of the people that was always there, and it was actually part of the reason why we didn't like stop, and we are still playing, because he was like one of the people, like our comrade, and he was there to like lift us up and when we were having a lot of trouble. So I don't know, it means everything. I mean, it's good to have someone like that you can count on, and that will be there, and like we can always count on him to ask him questions. He'll tell us the truth. He doesn't have any other agendas. We know he's like, just a good person. So I think it's good if you even have just like one person, especially in the music industry, you can like count on one person, even just to like give you some clarity. Sometimes you can feel like real lost and you kind of lose yourself. At one point we definitely like lost who we are. I'm like we're looking in the mirror like, what, like, who are we? What's happening? Like, this is weird. So and as you said, Delila has 0 fucks to give. Basically. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
but I'm curious too, like with that, when you think back to that, or you think back to a conversation with Robert Plant or with the Who, is there something that you and Edgy, or collectively as a group, that you think about that's like, hey, this was something that we learned from them, that was, maybe it was advice, or maybe it was just something from observing, that we make sure we stick to, whether it's writing, performing, or just doing your thing?
Yeah, well, Tom always told us, like, his advice was always very simple, like, rock the fuck out and don't think about the business side, think more about the music. And like you could hear that and be like, okay, anyone could tell me that, but sometimes that is like what you should be doing. Like, there's so much other things going on, but to focus on the music. And it's hard if you're like, we're independent, so we don't have like millions of dollars and big record labels putting money into it, so we have to do the business side. But when it comes down to it, you really have to focus on the music and get better at what you're doing. So we focus on that a lot and try to grow, every time. And the Who and Robert Plant, I guess just like watching them, like even Neil Young we learned from. We did 2 shows with him, and just this, they have this thing in their eyes, like that it's like this focus. It's almost like a fighter going into the ring. It's like nothing else matters. Like, don't talk to me about this or what I'm gonna eat, or whatever. They're just like, they have this like fight. Well, I don't know if all of them still have it, but they have this like focus and this like drive for the music, like, and other things just don't matter. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's probably why they're still here and they're still doing their thing their way. And it's funny you say that, because like when I hear your music, I think of like this is who you guys are. I'm not one to judge or say I know you, but I think that your music is such a good representation of who you are as musicians, who you are individually, and I have something to say. And here's how I'm going to say it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and people.
It's hard.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying it's hard to get to that point where you can be like comfortable with what you're doing, and to, because sometimes, especially when we were with the major label and we were on Epic, it was like people like pulling you every which way and like feeding you things. So it's I think after we got out of that and we were able to like focus on ourselves, now it's just like other things don't matter. Just the music matters, and I'm more comfortable with myself. I can say like, this is who I am. I'm an artist. Doesn't matter what you think I am. This is what I am. I'm gonna show you, and you could either be with me or not, or you could either be on our ride, on our train, or whatever. So
yeah, it's authentic, and then when you do it that way and people receive it the way that they do, they simply believe you. Like they take to your music and apply it to their own lives. So we're fortunate to have artists that think and operate the way that you guys do, and that continue to do it. So I wanted to give a nod to that. I want to ask you real quick about New York City, because I was thinking about it when you were talking before about what it's been like, and because I lived in New York. I'm from that area. I don't live there now, but I played in a band in New York from 2005 to 2010 or whatever, in a rock band that was nice. Just my own with my friends, and we had so much fun. And it seemed like rock in New York at that time was like somewhat independent and underground. Like even when we weren't playing shows, we were going out just to the same clubs that we were playing to see the other groups that were there, whether it was like the Continental or CBGBs or Don Hills or whatever. And then you'd leave and you'd go on to St. Mark's and get a disgusting slice of pizza and call it a day. And it was so fun. It was just the time of, artistically a time that I'll never forget. But I'm wondering, for you being from there, like how much is that homegrown roots, how much is it still there? Does it feel like independent rock? Do you guys draw a lot of pride and inspiration from being New York City artists?
New York was a little weird when we started. Like, I have a lot of friends who are in bands, but it's not the same. There's no CBGBs anymore for a while, and like, I think the Continental closed down too. Like, so a lot of the clubs like closed down, and there's a little bit more of this like feeling of, oh, you got to sell these amount of tickets. Like, it's very like almost like Hollywood a little bit, like how the clubs were running. Like, the sense of community was I mean, there are a lot of bands still, but it's different. I don't know why. Maybe because the rent went up. It could be that too. Like, things are just crazy expensive, and it's hard for like real working class people like survive over there. So maybe that affects the art. I don't know. There's a lot of hip hop too. So I mean, they have probably a stronger sense of community. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
New York's a weird place. I still love it, but
yeah. No, the place, no place like it. Well, I don't know if you wanted to show us anything, or if you're fired up with some computer power there now, but I don't want to say goodbye without giving the opportunity if there's something you want to see.
Well, do you want to sing a song, or should I play something? Because I don't know, play. He put me on the spot.
I know. I don't mean to put you on the spot. You can totally say no, and that's totally cool.
I'm like weird with like demos, especially if it's not 100%. Edgy's saying synth. What song? Oh yeah. Hold on a second. See, you only see me nervous when he does that and put me on the spot. Well, why don't we sing that blues song? Bring the acoustic. I don't think everyone wants this synth. Oh, okay. The brain.
We're seeing a lot of synth shout outs. I don't know.
Okay. So right now it sounds super 80s. So, let's see. Hold on. I have to find it. Looks like my computer died. Let's see. Where'd it go? Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Is everyone there still? Here we go. Oh wait, why is it doing that? It's making a weird sound. Hold on. Edgy, if you could get it to work, I'll play it. It's going like I don't know what that is. It's making like a sound. Here he is, and say hi.
I'm watching from here. Look, I'm watching.
Oh, awesome. Hello, guy. Edgy, what's up, man?
But it's like it's a.
You got to X out.
Oh, okay.
You saved it?
You gotta mute it. Now it sounds weird. I'm hearing myself delayed. It's creepy.
Open it back up. Yo, people want this synth.
Yeah, but they're gonna be like, what the hell is this? So 80s.
What's it called?
Drive All Night. Wait, mute this.
You gonna sing along?
No. Wait, it's still doing it. I think it's not meant to be. It's like not working right now.
That's
not working. Oh, maybe because I have it connected? Here. Yeah, I think. We can sing a song, though. What's that blues song you were doing?
Is this shit?
Nothing wrong. Song. Oh, no. What's that?
Anything here?
No, it's this one. Yeah, what is that? That's weird.
Happens.
Something weird happened. Like, I'm not just saying that.
Let me figure this out. I don't know.
Hey. Hi. Bring the acoustics. Let's sing a part of an acoustic song.
Do acapella.
I can't do acapella synth.
What about synth like a stone?
Yeah.
Can't you sing at the same time? Like
Yeah, but what?
I'll hold the phone for you.
Oh my god. What am I gonna do?
There we go.
I don't even know what sound do I have? This has a weird sound. Why don't you do a... What are you gonna say? I was playing around. We're live on Instagram. Why don't we do acoustic? Let's do acoustic.
I'm gonna do synth.
I'm still figuring it out. You don't put me on the spot. Here we go. Where is it?
Here we go. Like a stone with that.
Can you hear it, or is it all like mush?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Think of that.
Who I wait for you there, honey, like a stone. Oh yeah. Now I'm forgetting it. This is not. It's a riff off like a song. Yeah, I wait for you there, yeah, honey, like a stone. Oh, I No, no, like a stone.
You gonna drop the beat? That sounds banging.
That's one thing. I don't know.
Well, that is cool as hell.
Well done. Thank you. That was awesome.
That sounds.
You chased Delila up too. That's dope. That's why I like putting her on the spot.
Made it your own right there. That was great. Well, you know, it's funny because you had one of my favorite lines you said in an interview one time that you're like, someone asked you about degrees, like school degrees. And it was a great conversation. And you were like, I got a master's in life. And I was like, yes, that's the same degree I have too.
Yeah.
And I think your music is very representative of that attitude and that approach. And it's really inspiring. So,
Oh, thank you. Well, we're all learning. That's what I try to think about every day. That
yeah.
I'm not like every day is a chance to learn something and to grow. Like it really is. It sounds so like cheesy and simple, but
Yeah.
I think thinking that every day is like I don't know. It helps you too, especially in times like this. Like try to learn something and try to grow and try to like better yourself or whatever. I don't know.
But when you have that attitude, you do learn. So it's awesome. I have to thank you. This has been so much fun. This has been a blast. I can't wait to hear record number 3. I'm sure there's been so much to write about. Was it easy to like pull your topics to put them to song for record 3, or was there so much that you didn't know?
Yeah, it is. It is worth writing. I've been writing a lot more, but it's hard to like, because I really want this next record to have like a theme. So when my head is all over the place, like I gotta hone into something so it feels like you're in a record,
Yeah.
So I don't know. We were even thinking of doing EPs, like maybe like doing a few EPs so we could get music out faster too, like, and then maybe combining it to a long big record. I don't know. But then I also like albums, so I don't know. It's like a weird, I like split.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. In the meantime, anything else that we can look out for? Anything else coming up? That live stream or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna start doing more live streams.
Okay.
We're thinking about maybe doing a subway live stream. We're gonna check out the subways and do that. So yeah, I guess check out Live at Arta because that's our record that just came out. So.
Yeah, it's a great record. It is. Yeah. It's really a great collection of capturing you guys live. So,
cool.
So right on. Well, Delila, thank you so much. This has been a blast.
Thank you.
Thank you too, man. I appreciate the recommendation. That was really cool.
Cool. Thanks for having me. This is really
in New
cool.
York and keep doing your thing. The world's a better place with your music here. So.
Thank you so much. This was an awesome interview, and it was cool.
Great speaking.
Thanks to everyone else for joining too and listening.
Right on. Thank you so much. Take care. Talk to you guys soon.
All right.